Hello, everyone. I'm David Riggleman, Communications Director for the City of Las Vegas. Coming up on this Access City Council program, a resource center to help the homeless gets underway in downtown Las Vegas. And we tell you about a free basketball camp for youth and their parents. The councilman who represents Ward 5, Cedric Crear, joins me now. Councilman, thanks for being on the show again. And you're an old veteran. This is your second whole show.
My second show. I feel like it's old home week again. It's hard to believe it's been 6 weeks since we did our first show. I was very new, and now I'm just new, but I was very new before.
You weren't even in office a week the last time we taped this show,
yeah.
6 weeks ago. You've done a lot since then. We're going to talk about it today. You've definitely hit the ground running.
We're staying busy, no doubt about that one.
Well, show everybody where Ward 5. If they don't know where Ward 5 is located, let me give you some bearings here. Ward 5 is right in the center of it all.
It is.
It encompasses our downtown area, as you can see there. It kind of runs north of Fremont Street and then north of US 95 and then up into the northwest. But if you live in that area, work in that area, you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas, and you're represented by Councilman Cedric Crear, who's been in office all of about 6 weeks.
About 6 weeks.
So.
Someone told me the honeymoon's over with. I go, well, the honeymoon was over when I first
Louise.
started. I go, we've
Welcome
been there for
politics.
6 weeks or so, and the honeymoon's over with. And they're right to a certain extent. We've been waiting for someone to come in and take charge, and that's exactly what we're doing.
And you've definitely done that. Talked about this, homelessness, big issue within your ward, Councilman, actually across the city altogether. Something very exciting is a new resource center, a new courtyard, we're calling it, in the downtown. You posted this on Instagram. You said, the city started construction on the Courtyard Homeless Resource Center today. Now, this is exciting because it needed a little bit of demolition to make this happen. As you're going to see, this is going to be transformed into an area, kind of a one-stop shop for homeless people to get the resources they need, to get them off the street, find some housing, find them jobs, get them help if they need issues with addiction or even mental illness.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, you know, the courtyard is there now, but it's not open 24 hours. This one, once we demolition this, put the new courtyard in, the expansion of the Fort Master Las Vegas Boulevard area, then it'll be 24 hours. You can come and get services, as you mentioned. We're going to do our best to get homeless off the street, have a place to go, to shower, to use the facilities, to get the necessary treatment that they might need, and to really make our community a little bit better and have that right there. So we're moving forward.
Councilman, some people ask, well, you know, don't these services already exist? Catholic Charities, Salvation Army, etc. They do, no question, and we're partnering with those folks, as you can see in the video, those folks from Salvation Army right there, in fact. But the difference between the courtyard and those other places is that you can't be intoxicated and be in those facilities. But the courtyard will be a place where even if you're inebriated, high, you can still come. It'll be a safe environment to where you can still access the services, because you can't do that at those other places.
Yeah, and it's a no judgment zone.
Right.
Let's say. And you come in, you need assistance, we're here to help you. Other places you have to go through some type of requirements that they require to receive their services, which is fine. But here, come as you are, no judgment zone. We're going to help you. We're going to try to help you get back on your feet, to get you situated, and to allow you to go back and try to live the life you want to lead.
Exactly. The examples that we're following are a couple of cities, Phoenix and especially in San Antonio, Texas, very successful with this type of program, getting people off the street, getting them housing, getting them employment. Getting them services, especially if they have an addiction issue, as I said, or if they have a mental health issue. Those programs have worked very well, and we're trying to imitate that here in Las Vegas.
And I'm going to be traveling to San Antonio to look at that. I know a group has gone out prior to me stepping into this office. We're going to go out so I can see firsthand of what we're emulating. And if we have half of the success that they are having, then I think we'll be very well off. You know, we have about 6,500 homelessness, give or take. And I didn't realize this. You know, New York City has 75,000 homeless. Now, it's a bigger population in a very smaller, condensed area. But, you know, we have our fair share of issues as well. Homeless issue is an issue across the country. And it's something that I've said this before, we're gonna look at head on. We aren't going to shy away from it, and we're going to make huge improvements on dealing with the homeless.
You've said that since day one. I think we talked about that on the very first show you were on here. So,
we did.
Well, you're off and running, definitely.
Thank you.
As we saw in the video. Council, I want to tell everybody, too, you don't necessarily like to toot your own horn, for sure. I've known you in the time I've known you that you don't do that. So I'm going to toot your horn for you here real quick. You posted this on Instagram. My parents recently received the Distinguished Nevadan Award. Now, this is a big deal. This was out at UNLV, right? It was part of the commencement exercise.
It was.
So tell us about this. It's a big honor for your family.
It is. You know, the highest award that the Nevada System of Higher Education gives out is called the Distinguished Nevadan Award. And the Board of Regents as a whole nominated and voted for my parents to receive it. As many know, my father, Dr. John Crear, was the second black physician in the state of Nevada. He and my mother built a practice and really were servants to the community that I live in. And so it's a wonderful way for their commitment to be selfless commitment to be recognized. And obviously they didn't do this to be recognized, but it's nice to be recognized. And this happened, they passed. And so it's a great and very fitting, even if they weren't my parents, I'd say, you know what, those are great people and they've done a lot for this community and they deserve the Distinguished Nevadan Award. So we're very blessed.
They couldn't be there to receive the award, but their family members, their son, and grandchildren were there.
And I have the plaque hung in my office right now, and it's great. They received the medals. It really is a wonderful thing.
Much deserved.
Thank you.
You've always talked about how your dad, he was just a pillar in the community. People all hours of the day and night would come by.
He was.
Need to see your dad about this.
No doubt about it. They come knocking on the door.
You said he delivered babies back in the day.
He did. Yeah. I'd wake up in the mornings to go to school, and my father would be sitting there. I go, "Where you been?" He goes, "Oh, I just delivered a baby." I'm like, "Wow." How many times do you hear that?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Your dad just delivered a baby.
Yeah, right.
And so, that was when you delivered babies, you did house calls, if you needed a note to go back to work, if you had a substance abuse problem, whatever it is, your first stop was to go see my father as the physician for the community.
Good stuff. Well,
it is.
The tradition of serving the community alive and well in the Crear household, something you've been very active in, the Sound the Alarm program. Now, this is a program by the Red Cross to get smoke alarms, smoke detectors in people's homes, free. And this partnership, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue has been involved with this, of course, the Red Cross, and you've been out there sounding the drum, if you will, to use the pun, to get people to get these into their homes.
Yeah, contacted American Red Cross of Southern Nevada. I was a former chairman of the board for the Red Cross for many years, and they do amazing work. The Red Cross is an organization that is there for you when you need them. You don't really recognize them sometimes, but they do so many different things.
They sure do.
And this is just one more attribute that they're trying to do in our community, trying to give out free smoke alarms to your homes. It's vitally important to have a smoke alarm in your home, even for carbon monoxide, and it's not just flames that you see, but it's also for the hidden gases that you don't know are there. And so get a fire alarm in your home. They're free. Contact the American Red Cross of Southern Nevada, and they'll be more than happy to help you get that in your home.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a smoke detector that's older than 10 years old, you want to get a new one, absolutely, and you want to make sure that there are batteries in it. Too. That's
make sure you change out their batteries. They say if one change out one battery, change them all out at the same time.
Right.
And we do it in my house and as well. And
smart.
It's great.
Got to do it.
Need it. Very, very need
Absolutely. It can be the difference between life and death.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I can tell you what, my parents' house, the house I live in, caught on fire in 1994. The roof went off and the smoke alarms went off. But you know what? Who showed up? By the time I got there, the American Red Cross was already there, helping my family, my mother and my father, with temporary services, whatever they needed, with temporary shelter, et cetera. So
that's what they do. They're very, very involved with people who are victims of their home catching fire. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Councilman, I want to tell everybody, too, this is pretty cool. Another program, this iPad donation. This was out at Matt Kelly Elementary School. We got some video of this. Now, tell me about this program. There were iPads donated to the kids?
So we donated in conjunction with a fraternity here in town called Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, which is the first black collegiate fraternity in the history of the country, founded in 1906, December 4th at Cornell University. I happen to be a member of it. But we donated 7 iPads to the math and science department at Matt Kelly. Principal Craner does an amazing job. They needed some assistance. This will be the start of hopefully a continual program that happens every year. We'll donate iPads and to find the need. We've adopted that school, Matt Kelly, as our school for the fraternity. And so it's just one more way over the course of a year. We do a lot of mentoring. We go over there at lunchtime and talk to the kids as well. But it's great, right? They had a need, we stepped up. I personally donated 3 or 4 iPads out of those, and then the organization donated some as well. So it's great. It's going to go towards a great cause right in our community.
That's great, Councilman. That's great all the way around. You're giving those kids a jump start. That's the way the world communicates these days, you know, and how students do their work. So you gotta have those tools.
And it's something that they'll learn today that they'll take over to the rest of their life as they go into high school, they go into college, even if you go to work nowadays. You know, everyone has a means of electronic, whether it's swiping in to, you know, clocking at work, leaving work, or whatever. You got to be technically savvy.
Exactly right. And then you're also not just at Matt Kelly, you're also over at Marion Earl Elementary School. You posted this on Instagram. You said, "Thank you, Principal Shar, for the invitation to be the keynote speaker for the Marion Earl Elementary School 5th grade award ceremony."
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I've been there before. Principal Belinda is a very good friend of mine. We actually went to junior high school together.
Oh, you're kidding.
And so she's the principal, and then I've gone back to speak at her school, and during reading week I go over there as well. And it was a fantastic thing. You know, they have a tremendously diversified student body. And so I was blessed that they asked me to come out and give the keynote speech as they transfer from 5th grade into 6th grade and go to middle school now.
Councilman, where is Marion Earl?
It is right off of Tropicana. It's on Reno and Tropicana Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhat on the, I guess, east, northwest part of town. It's a great school. And they need help as well. You know, although I'm the Ward 5 councilman and we go out to all of our schools, sometimes you got to expand your horizons.
Sure, especially if your old cohorts are, you know, you guys have kind of done pretty well. You know, one's a principal, one's a councilman now.
She's great. And then her 2 kids were there. One's a blossoming student at University of Reno, and then one's at University of Utah. So she's doing fantastic things, not only with her family, but this school as well. She's a wonderful principal.
All right. Well, keeping the theme on the youth here, you had this youth engagement day here at City Hall. This is pretty cool. This is a new program that you've initiated.
Yes,
so tell us about this.
It is our Crear Youth Civic Engagement Day, where we're taking kids from the community, boys, girls, we're going to say maybe middle school, high school kids. We haven't really defined it yet. This is our first time that we've done it. And so we took 5 young men who are in high school age, are going into high school, and they brought them in to shadow the councilman for the day. And we had our initial meeting. You know, they had to come dressed for success.
Oh, they look like they are, for sure.
They come dressed for success. They had to know something about the city. They know something about me as a councilman. And then we toured them throughout the course of the day
Channel 2,
in many aspects. It came down to KCLV, and they saw they had a chance to see the mayor, who was giving a live feed on Fox News. So they had the green screen out. I had a chance to see her and meet her. We've had people from the marshals come in, different departments come in. And then we went to lunch. I took them all to lunch down at Main Street Station, which is great. Then we came back and we went into the City Hall chambers and got a chance to do a little bit of debrief of how City Council works, how public comments take place, what type of issues we address. And then they had a little test at the end, and we asked for questions over the course of the day, what they learned. And it was great. You know, kids, the kids were fantastic. You know, I think they came in a little hesitant at first. What is this all about? But by the time they left, they were, you know, hugely engaged and really enjoyed the day.
Yeah, sure. And you don't know, you might have sparked some interest for somebody to become
you never know.
A city employee.
Sure, it could be the next city employee, the next mayor, the council person, or governor. Who knows?
Exactly right. Exactly right.
That's great.
So what did you ask the kids at the end? What were the questions?
What was your favorite part about the day? What did you learn about the city? What did you learn about the mayor? What did you learn about the Ward 5? Because a lot of them live in Ward 5. They grew up in Ward 5. Their parents grew up in Ward 5. They knew about Ward 5. We want to know what else we did? We also took them through the homeless corridor where we are. And they got a chance to see the homeless corridor and the challenges that are faced with the city, and also realize that the advantages they have, everybody doesn't quite have the same advantages as them. These are great kids. They're going to do great things in life. But we took them through the homeless corridor and the F Street corridor so they can get a chance to see that it's not all, you know, that there are a lot of challenges and people have a lot of issues. And so that was great. And they asked about the homeless corridor. Then, you know, what did you think? And they just sparked up, you know. You see kids when they first start out and they were very, like I said, very hesitant, somewhat shy. By the time the course of the day, they were
loving it.
They were all buddies, and then we had a great conversation.
That's great. That's great, Councilman.
Yeah.
Well, you spread the wealth. It wasn't just the boys that got to do stuff. You had the Girl Scouts here too. They took it to our city hall as well. It's very similar to what the boys got to do that day. But tell us about that too. You had them here.
Yeah, so Girl Scouts Troop 711, which is right in 711, which is right in Ward 5, came out to City Hall. And they got a chance to spend a lot of time with us. We got a chance to ask some great questions and show them about City Hall and show them how we do things. It was great. And we took these young ladies who were going into from, I think, 8th grade in the 9th grade now, so they're young adults as well. And it was fantastic. They had their vest on. They asked some great questions. They got a chance to sit at the up on the dais and see where the mayor
That's
sits.
always a highlight.
It is a highlight, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And so that was great too. And we also took them. We had a bus, and we took them down to the homeless corridor as well. So that once again,
you're making sure everybody sees.
You see that it's not just wherever you live in the city that there are challenges that you need to be faced, and you need to see it, because if you don't see it, then sometimes it's sight unseen. Right. You don't know what's happening if you don't get a chance to see it firsthand.
Well, and as a community, we're only going to be as good as everyone in the community.
Sure.
And so if we don't deal with issues like that, then we're really not fulfilling
Sure. You can't shy away from it, like I said before. If you don't go down and you don't address it, you act like it's someone else's problem. This is our challenge for our entire community.
Right.
And so everyone needs to take ownership.
Right. Well, you took care of the youth. You also took care of the seniors.
Yes.
So I love this. Mother's Day celebration over at
a lot of
Doolittle.
fun.
You posted this on Instagram. Had a great time celebrating our Doolittle Senior Center moms today. Now, this was for Mother's Day weekend. And this is great because, I mean, it's a very nice affair, but the fact that you and some of your fellow elected officials did a lip sync.
We did.
For the ladies, which we're going to see your part of this. And that's the part I love the best. So great turnout.
We were the surprise guest. We actually practiced. We had rehearsals for this. So we didn't just come off as being smooth pips and the Temptations on one day. We had practices, and it was such a surprise to the seniors that were there. And we have to give a special thank you to Cassandra, who runs the Senior Center over at Doolittle, for allowing us to come in and to host this event. It was just great. We had an amazing turnout. So there we
There's
go.
the lip sync.
Look at us. If you want to check us out on YouTube, our album drops soon. But we had a great time, and it was so much fun. And it was such a surprise. The seniors were not expecting us to do this. And so it was great that we were there. And we just had so much fun. They enjoyed it so much.
So you did a Prince song?
I did. I did a Prince song called "Adore," and it's a great song. If you haven't heard it,
You want to do a little?
well, I did not right now.
You gotta have the music.
I haven't signed a waiver. Contracts aren't signed.
Got you. No worries. That's a lot of fun. And
it is.
That was
It
a highlight. Obviously, the smiles were evident there. Good stuff. That very same weekend, Eldorado City's birthday is May 15th, so we always have a parade in close proximity to that date, and always a great crowd. The weather's always really pretty mild in May, and so we always get a good crowd because it's not too hot at that point, and you can see everybody's out celebrating the city's birthday here for Eldorado once again.
Yeah, you know, the Eldorado parade goes back to my childhood, and just something that is a staple of our community. It's a fixture, and it's great that people come out and still support the Eldorado parade. I tell you, I can go back to many days being at the parade and the rodeo and just spending time downtown. It's fantastic.
Yeah, this was a special parade. We had survivors from the October 1 shooting took part in the parade. They marched. And of course, all the other cast of characters. You got the roller skaters and everybody else, Civil War reenactors. But it was a big deal. And great day, beautiful weather, and great turnout, as you can see.
Yeah, and it brings a lot of people to downtown, which is great. You know, downtown is revitalizing, it's coming. We're doing so many things, so many projects downtown. If you haven't spent any time downtown, I urge you to come down.
So true.
You know, we've got some great projects happening, and a lot of great restaurants, nightlife. And so don't just come down for Eldorado. Come down all the time and spend some time in downtown.
There's tons of stuff to do down here.
Yep.
A lot of new construction going on too, right on Fremont Street and everywhere else. It's changing. If you haven't been in here a while, you're going to be blown away.
No doubt about it. I just had a meeting today with someone that's looking to make a big investment in downtown for some things. We aren't going to announce it yet, but people are coming to downtown. And I urge you to get on the come on down and be a part of it.
Sure. A lot of good stuff down here. Smith Center, the museums that we have, Mob Museum, Neon Museum. Discovery Museum.
Yeah.
There's a lot to offer downtown besides just the entertainment. So, fun.
Yep. This is the core of Las Vegas.
It's fun.
So come on down.
All right. And then, Councilman, you were out with the community. I love this. You posted this on Instagram. You said, it was a pleasure meeting so many Ward 5 residents this evening at Crear's Community Conversations. Thank you, Tenaya Creek. This is at the Brewing Company, and I think this is great. You did this like 6 in the evening.
Right.
A lot of people turned out, you know, informal, talk to the councilman, maybe have a beverage, but it brought out a lot of folks, not in this shot,
Yeah, right.
but and there we're going to see. Yeah, it's
Right,
coming
and
up,
you can
so.
see in that shot how it was kind of thin, but it really, really got crowded, and people came out. You know, I think that the 6 o'clock start time is good for people who get off of work. They can come out, meet me, meet my team, say, you know, tell us some of the concerns of the community that maybe we don't know about, and just reiterate some of the things that we do know about. And so we get a chance to really touch base and to meet the people who live in the ward. And we had such a great turnout. Tenaya Creek Brewery were such great hosts of ours. Tim Etter, and who runs the brewery. They have amazing beers that they beer right there.
Yeah.
The facility is fantastic. It's a beautiful facility right in the heart of Ward
Very
5.
comfortable and roomy,
Comfortable.
too. Yeah, lots of
We
space.
had a food trucks right outside, so if you want to get something to eat, you can go out there. You can come inside and have a beverage. But it was just a great evening, and I thank everyone for coming out. And I also thank, once again, Tenaya Creek Brewery. And I also got to thank my team, my staff, my Ward 5 staff for helping us put this
Pull it all
together.
together.
They did a great job, as usual.
And Councilman, you're going to be doing these on a regular basis,
We
right?
are. We're going to do them on a regular basis. We're going to keep them at Tenaya Creek Brewery for now, just so that people get some continuity of when and where it is. And so we're going to keep them in the evenings versus somewhere during the day when people are going to go to work. So if you didn't catch this one, you get a chance to catch the next one, and then the one after that.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
What were you hearing from them?
A lot of issues dealing with the homeless issue. A lot of people dealing with just the fact that of jobs, which we talked about throughout, before, now, and during our tenure here. And then people just kind of wanted to just meet. Some people had some projects that they wanted to try to get on in Ward 5. Had a chance to come out and meet with me, which is great because I got a chance to see them face to face and understand their project a little bit better than if they would have just called in or sent an email in. So that was good.
Good.
We're going to move forward with some of these projects that are coming on the city council agenda. So it's good. And then people just want to come out and just
meet you.
Meet me, and then also meet their neighbors.
Yeah.
That's important too. I think people came out not just to meet me, but to meet their neighbors and to have an opportunity to spend some time with their neighbors in Ward 5.
Yeah, it's a good environment too. Casual. It's not like coming to City Hall and the formality of being at City Hall. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah,
so.
City Hall could be somewhat intimidating sometimes
for
for people. You know, if you're out, people get intimidated sometimes about giving public comment. They think that they're going to say something wrong, and
they're on TV.
Right, they're on TV,
and
people are taking notes. This is a casual environment. They can say, "Hey, you know, Councilman," or "Hey, Cedric, this is what I got going on. Do you think you can help me with this?"
Yeah,
so it's good.
More to come then and on. And then, Councilman, I got to tell everybody too, Hoops for Hope is coming up this summer. I want to tell everybody about this. Great opportunity. This is the 16th annual Hoops for Hope, July 12th through 14th, 9 to 1 each day. Doolittle Community Center. C.J. Watson started this, and his mom, of course, from Las Vegas, his mom worked for the city in town.
Yeah, and CJ is a local talent who went on to play in the NBA.
Yeah, sure did.
And so here's another prime example of someone in the community giving back to the community. You see, it's the 16th annual. He's done fantastic things with it, and we look forward to going out and supporting him. Because, you know, you get although sports are not the end-all in terms of success in life, it is a conduit to help you learn all types of things.
Oh, for sure.
And I always say that it's all life lessons, right? I grew up playing tennis and
sure
played
did.
other sports, and, you know, it instills in you values of teamwork, instills a value of personal success. If you want to be better at something, then you got to work hard to do it.
A lot of commitment.
Nothing comes easy, a lot of commitment, and you have a lot of sacrifice. And so it teaches you all these life lessons that you carry over into your day-to-day life and dealing with your families and dealing with work.
Yeah. So, hey, if you want to be part of the Hoops for Hope,
come
come on out. Yeah, I'd love to have you out there in July.
mid-July. And it's indoors. So in middle of July where it's hot, come inside for a couple of days.
You cannot beat that. All right.
Any place there's AC in July is a good place to be.
It's a good thing, exactly. Well, Councilman, we're running out of time here. I want to tell everybody out there, hey, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilman Crear, you can always find him on Facebook and Twitter. He posts a lot, and on Instagram, as you saw today. And if you leave a comment, we may use your post on our next show. You can also contact the councilman just by picking up the phone. We do that too around here, 702-229-6405, or send him an email. His address is ccrear, that's C-R-E-A-R, at lasvegasnevada.gov. Great job.
Thank you very much. Great.
You've been busy in the last 6 weeks.
I have,
and I know you're not slowing down. So
no, we got a lot going on, and we're just getting started. We're rolling up our sleeves, and every day is another day that we can make Ward 5 great.
All right.
So.
We'll have you back here in 6 weeks for another update from Ward 5.
Thank you.
I know we'll have lots to talk about because
Yes,
you'll be
we
doing
will.
a lot between now and then. And we want to tell you out there, we thank you for joining us for this edition of Access City Council. Don't miss our next show beginning on June 14th with Ward 6 Councilwoman Michelle Fiore. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.